Now, Dan Cato wrote he's got a whole slide deck on everything that you need to know. I don't know what the hell it is. I've been looking.
No, we lost it.
I can see that this morning with Michael.
So here's what happens with compliance, and they're going to put in a background check. Ready?
Jason, I think you should move them over there.
Don't
'Cause if
judge
not,
me.
You and I, we're gonna like keep
Eat 'em.
eating.
That's why I made them.
This is too many calories.
Okay, what are we doing here?
Background check.
checks.
Okay.
Um,
Pay attention. All right, so I'm on the candidate that we have to do the background check for.
right, set deal.
This person got a job with us. The company requires specific background check. They already have set up the package with the specific background company, EBI or Easy Backgrounds, so we're good to go. They go over here to requirements. They grab the background check, whether it's Easy Backgrounds or EBI, right? So let's do Easy Backgrounds.
Yeah, it does. It depends which company initiated.
Yeah, it depends on who you want it to go to. We use 2 different companies.
Yeah, but
If Easy Background
Are you
initiated,
gonna yeah butt me on that?
no, I'm saying if we
Seriously?
no, I'm just saying there's 2 companies do background checks. Doesn't matter which one.
Yeah.
yes, because
Well, what makes it matter?
Well, API is gonna be PSG most of the time, or whatever we agreed with the company that we're using,
Okay, see
wherever it's set up.
I
So
was
compliance knows what they're supposed to do. All right, they know where they have the packages set up at which company.
okay,
Packages meaning, 7-year criminal check, drug screen, whatever it
Drug
is the
test,
company is
whatever.
requiring that person pass before they'll hire them. Okay, so they pick the background check company they're gonna use, then they scroll down and they have to set themselves as the owner. If a new compliance person comes in, HRNX has to be given, and this, Angela should be doing this, but just so you guys know, because they'll forget, they have to send an email to HRNX and say, here is the user ID for this person, this is their email address, this is their user ID at EBI and at Easy Backgrounds, and then HRNX has to set up a map for that.
Okay.
So you put your name in here, like if I put my name in here, it's gonna fail, because I don't have, that one would fear to fail
would go to
too.
Brittany, it looks like.
Right. I don't have a
username with
HR
user ID
I don't have an
with
account with
Easy Background.
any of those
Oh.
companies
No, Easy
in
Background.
order for HRNX to do a mapping.
Gotcha.
So it's
Okay.
either Easy Background or EVI, and then HRNX takes kind of charge of putting them together.
Right? So what was happening was I had a workflow set up in eRecruit with Workflows 2.0 that set the owner to whoever just did this, but it kept failing. And so what happens if that field is blank, it goes and looks at the candidate owner and
And
tries
says
to
the
log
candidate.
into Easy Backgrounds with the candidate owner's email address, which
Which-
doesn't work, and so it fails. Majority of the time I've seen this fail, that's why it's failing. I would have to say 99% of the time I've seen it fail because of that.
But you can still put your name in there, and it just fails.
Right, but they have to basically delete it and start over because that's a integration coming in looking for something, and if you change it, it's not looking to see if it changed. It's just saying, I already failed that one, I'm moving on.
Right.
So they have to end it, delete it, make a new one, and then put their name in right. Once they put their name in, they do show more. We want them to put the match ID in. The reason for this is so that when we get the bill from the background check companies, we know which department to charge it to.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So what they do in the API is they get that match ID, they go look at the credit distribution tab and see who it was credited to. So they know which department to put on the bill. So when we get the bill, it's like, here's all the ones we did for Baltimore, here's all the ones we did for Bethesda, blah, blah, blah. If they don't put something there, it goes under accounting, and then finance has to figure it out at the end of the day.
And they're not too
It
happy.
won't fail it. I didn't want it to fail.
It will just go to
It just goes to
accounting.
finance, and they just have to figure it out. So from here, you can see we're using the Easy Background platform, and we want to see the packages. So here's all the packages. So they pick whichever package, and you can see we have a ton of them.
They can search.
And a lot of them are by company, depends on the company and what they wanted and all that stuff. So
Ginseng, whatever.
once they do that, they do, and I can even go that far. So if I said this, and I say add requirement, that doesn't start it. That just added the requirement. In order to start it, eventually it'll add.
Requirement
It's
added.
an e-test. So to start it, you go back to the requirement. And we wait.
And we wait till John says.
Jason's gonna have all new fancy hardware put in on here, so it won't do this.
Hopefully it's gonna be super fast, super duper.
Undocumented features here. Oh, come on. As soon as I give up, it's gonna come.
3 of the minute, 3 of the.
Well, it's querying all of the requirements. There's a lot of them. There's 2.
There we go.
But
There we go. So, this is the one I just set up here. See, this one's already been done. It's highlighted. If I click on this, it's gonna bring me to the EBI website to log into the portal to get the background check. It does not put the actual background check documents into eRecruit because that would be really bad, because we don't want the recruiters to see it. It's got confidential information. They should never see it.
Is this, but can you see the status here in terms of?
Right, so this one's been done, and I can tell because it's highlighted. See how this one's grayed out? This is the one I just put in. This is an old one.
Right.
So if I go here and say initiate, that would put it in the queue. HRNX comes every 20 minutes
Pick it up.
and looks for one to pick up, and then it sends it to the right company, who then sends an email out to the candidate. So we just had a situation where we had told them when we set this up, we don't want you taking any information out of eRecruit except for the person's first name, last name, and email address, because we don't want to be responsible for social security
Oh my God, don't say
numbers
it.
and all that kind of stuff going over the web, and birth dates and stuff like that. Well, they just figured out all these background checks kept failing because they were taking crap out of eRecruit that's not right. They were taking a bunch of stuff out of eRecruit they weren't supposed to.
Who was in the HRNX?
HRNX. And I actually just saw something in the log where it was saying you don't have access to birthdays API. And I sent it over to Angela. I'm like, they're still trying to take shit they're not supposed to take. So anyway, any questions? That's pretty much how it works. Now, you'll see tickets come in every once in a while for Alvaro that says you need to, I just had a new package created.
And they have to log in first, what you told me, right, into Easy Background or EBI, whatever, and make sure the package is there. If the package is there, then we run the synchronization thing. But if it isn't there, then we have to wait. Because the problem is once you run sync over here,
Yep.
it takes 24 hours until you can resync it again. So if I were to sync it right now, and then they add a package like 30 minutes later, I won't be able to sync it
I'll be
again.
able to get it for 24 hours, which is really weird.
That's-
She says every time you press it, the first time you press it, it's a real sync. The second time until 24 hours, it's cache.
It's just cache.
It's a cache sync.
It's a cache
Yeah,
sync.
so this is what we're talking about, the sync values right here. You should never don't need to do it more than once every 24 hours. And Al's gonna take care of that part of it, but that's where it is in case
Just so you
guys
guys know,
need it.
whenever I'm out,
But always push back and ask them, did you go to Easy Backgrounds or EBI and make sure it's there? Once it's there, it should come in here. But if it's not there yet, obviously it can't
it
come in
won't
here.
come.
Yeah, who can look at the background information?
Compliance
Compliance
coordinators, that's their
only.
job.
That will be Dina and whoever sits over there in the
Just
living.
like